So I'm going to have a quick discussion about the merits of reduced loading 223 ammunition. A lot of people like to carry a 223 caliber rifle, but when it comes to small game, the 223 is way too powerful and will cause a lot of meat damage and blow small game apart. And it's very loud, overly powerful, and you really want something like a 22 long rifle, 22 long rifle, or 22 Magnum for small game, so you don't cause as much meat damage. But there's a way that you can reload 223 in the field down to 22 mag velocities, so you don't cause as much meat damage. And I'm going to do it right here on this fence post. I'm going to use a tool that I've got in my tool roll here. This is a Lee loader tool. So that's the tool. So I'm just going to get the tool roll out away. So the Lee loader tool is a basic reloading tool that you can use for reloading rifle ammunition in the field. So you've basically got a die body there that resizes the neck of the case. You've got a way of punching out the primer there with that decapping punch, and then you've got a bullet seating stem and a primer, a priming tool there, and then it's also got a built-in funnel. So I'm just gonna show you how you can turn that into a 22 mag in the field. So I'm going to try not to lose any of these parts in the long grass. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to use a decapping tool there. I'm going to get it in the case. I'm going to put it in this little holder here. Bit of wood. And I'm going to punch out the old primer. And then the next thing we need to do is we need to resize the mouth of that case so it will accept a new bullet. I'm going to do that by dropping it into the resizing end of the die. And I'm going to hammer that down until it's flush. And that's squeezed the neck of the case back in to accept a bullet and hold it tight. Okay. The next thing we need is a new primer, and I've got some in this little jar here. Okay. And I'm going to place the primer in the shell holder facing up the way, or in the primer holder I should say. Okay. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the case that's in the shell holder, I'm going to turn it upside down. I'm going to put the punch rod in there, and I'm going to tap the case onto the primer until it's seated. You can see there the primer is now seated, and I can punch the case out of the resizing die. Okay, next I'm going to turn the die around, and I'm going to add 8 grains of blue dot powder. Blue dot is a pistol powder, Magnum pistol powder. It can be used for shotguns as well, but with very light 223 bullets and very small charge weights, up to a maximum of about 13 grains, you can use blue dot in 223 quite safely. I've got a 0.7cc scoop here, and I'm just going to pour that in to charge the case. So that is the case now charged. And then what we need is some kind of projectile. I've used cast lead 223 projectiles, but for this loading, I quite like this Hornady B projectile for the 218B, and it kind of almost looks like the bullet off the end of a 22 mag or a 22 long rifle. Okay, it's a 45 grain bullet. It's got a Canalua crimp on it, so you can see it's got a crimping groove there. And I'm going to drop that. I'm going to drop that in through the die, and that lines it up with the case mouth, and then we use the bullet seating stem seat the bullet to the correct depth, and there you have a completed reduced load 223, which has less energy, less felt recoil, less report, and is perfect for any application where you need to shoot a 22 mag equivalent out of a 223 caliber rifle. This is a full power 55 grain 223 in my combination gun, and we're gonna shoot one of these water bottles, the left hand water bottle, at a distance of about 70 yards. Stand by. Okay, now what I've got here is a reduced load 223. Okay. Again, 70 yards at the water bottle on the right. Okay, there we go. Open up the gun, and there's the case there. No signs of high pressure at all on that primer. So you can see the difference in energy between full power 223 and the reduced power using the 8 grains of pistol powder, but yet really accurate, still accurate enough to take small game out to 100 yards, no bother at all. So I just wanted to discuss a few notes on using this method of reduced loading. One is using pistol powder and rifle cases does come with a risk. If you overcharge the case, if you use too much, then you're going to get really high pressures and you could damage the firearm or injure yourself. So only use published data. Okay, data from reliable sources, and I'll use the link for the data that I used for this recipe. The Lee loader tool, I mean, that's as basic as it comes. Take this out into the field, doesn't weigh a lot, probably about the same as a rifle adapter for shooting 22 mag or 22 long rifle. So $30. Very basic loading tool, but you can make your reduced loads You can use jacketed projectiles, shot-bought jacketed projectiles, or you can use cast lead. And I've used cast lead in this application before, and it works just fine. In fact, it works really well because the lower velocities of reduced load means that you don't get leading issues in the barrel. So, you know, if you keep it to 1500 feet a second, you're not going to lead your barrel, whereas if you're going to push at normal rifle velocities, you're going to lead your barrel really quickly. I'm using a Lee scoop here. You can buy these in a pack, and there's about 20 scoops in the pack and of different sizes, and each size relates to a different weight of powder. And I've verified this scoop, and it is correct to the chart. So this 0.7 cc scoop will throw 8 grains of blue dot pistol powder, and I've just put this scoop with this setup in my tool roll and in my kit. So essentially this is like carrying 2 firearms in one. You've got a full power 223 with full power rifle ammunition, is well capable of taking you know, small and medium sized deer and you know, predators and those types of application. And then you've also got a 22 mag in exactly the same firearm, exactly the same sighting setup. It's just that you're using 22 mag or 22 long rifle equivalent ammunition depending on how you load it. So it's a really good way of getting maximum versatility without carrying 2 firearms into the field.